python. This is an Irian carpet python. With carpet pythons and a lot of other reptiles, there's locale differences. And locale means the location that they're originally from. Irian carpet pythons are slightly different from coastal carpet pythons, are slightly different from jungle carpet pythons, are slightly different from central carpet pythons. They're all different subspecies within the same animal. This is the only one that's really not from mainland Australia. And one of the things about these, one of the reasons carpet pythons cost what they do is because they're from Australia for the most part, and Australia doesn't export anything. So anything that's Australian in origin is usually going to cost a lot more because it has to be captive bred. From the islands north of Australia, this is a captive bred one, and you can tell because it's so pretty.
It's like velvet.
Mm-hmm. They're really active. These are another fun snake for somebody who's had one or two, knows the basics of care.
Right.
They're a lot more active, but they're super cool. They sit up and they'll perch. They're beautiful snakes. They're easier to care for than a lot of other bigger species, but they get a bit bigger. So they're a little bit more advanced and a little bit better for somebody looking for something just a bit more than your average pet snake. They're not much harder. Like, they're honestly relatively easy. More people weren't a little bit thrown off by the size that some of them can get. A coastal carpet can get up to 10 feet.
Wow.
I would recommend these as often as I recommend ball pythons as a beginner snake because they're about the same level of ease of care. They're neat. The Irian stay smaller. They have this coloration, this particular banding, and the yellow to them.
Nice, beautiful. It's like a velvet. Very
one of the cool things, do you have heat pits? Yes. If you look, right here at the front, she's got a couple of heat pits right at the front of her face and on the bottom.
Oh, yeah? Let's see. Hold on there. All right.
They can see infrared that way.
Oh.
That's one of the ways that they hunt.
Wow.
So when they're when in feeding response mode, you don't want to put your hand in front because they'll just sense heat and go for it.
Oh, wow.
They're all, in the wild, all they do is sit and wait. So you never wake up a sleeping snake by going towards its face because in the wild, that's how they hunt. They just sit there, they sleep, and wait for something warm to go in front. And when something warm goes in front, they bite first, ask questions later. And it's not malicious. It's not. It's just a snake. It's what it's programmed to do.
It's their instinct.
It's how they hunt. Yeah, it's their instinct. So that's one of the little things about when you're handling them, especially when you're dealing with a snake that's not as used to people, which some of the larger species or the more uncommon species, they're not handled as much. They're not messed with as much. So when you reach into the cage, you'll notice I'm never going to go for the face.
Right.
Always going to go from the back or the side, and you just pick them right up, and that disengages and wakes them up and gets them going, so they're not going to engage in that feeding response.
So I noticed that. You just go right in and get them. You're not messing around and...
Yeah, well, and that's confidence, and that's just... You're just skipping the part where they realize they can intimidate you.
Right.
When they realize... Because basically what food does is food waits. And goes like this as it checks out what's going on. When you're sitting there and you're hesitating and you're not sure, the snake knows that it can either bluff and get you to go away, or you're edible. Which is true for monitors too. A lot of the smarter snakes and lizards and stuff, you just reach in and go for it, because if you hesitate, then you're showing that they can bluff and scare you away, which is what they want to do. It boils down to it, 90% of reptiles just want you to leave them alone. So they're going to do what they can to make you do that.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. This was fantastic.
No problem.
You did an awesome job sharing that. Very good. I'm going to take that throw it in there. This is awesome. You guys have all kinds of cool products here.
Got the basic kits to get you started.
Oh,
These
wow.
are nice because they're simple. You pretty much set them up and you're done.
Right.
It's a really inexpensive way to get going, and then from there, we can help you add stuff to it. There's magnetic things that you can put in. You can plant stuff in there.
Oh, wow.
For a lot of the lizards that fast and climb. Pressure sprayers. We've got tortoises if you want to put them outside. These are awesome because it's so easy. You just put them together, put them out. They can get grass. We've got mesh cages for outdoor if your animal wants to get outside. You want to let them outside. A lot of customers that come in, they've got some awesome animals. They've got cool stuff. I've helped them with their first snake, and they come in and they buy all this different stuff. And I know what they have at home, their collection.
Very impressed. Very, very impressed.
You want to do the last one? We'll pull out a
sure.
And the spider for
you. Oh, yeah.
We also carry these. Find my little red leg. You're my friend. I like you. Tarantulas.
Oh, wow.
Oh, stop. Well, please don't bite me. I'd be really upset. There we go. So tarantulas are actually, depending on the species, can be pretty mellow. Like this one here is just sitting here.
Wow.
the funny thing about tarantulas, and I'm gonna, as soon as I'm done with this, wash my hands, but all these hairs back here, and what it was doing when it was kicking when I was trying to get it out, is that those hairs are called urticating spines.
Right.
And the purpose of them is to make you itch really bad.
Oh.
Really irritating. Some species have really, really bad urticating hairs. You'll get this huge rash. If you breathe them, your lungs get all abraded.
Oh, wow.
It's really unpleasant. You want to avoid it.
And do they always give that out, or is that just like he just did because he
was agitated?
He was agitated, but they don't always do that. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So some species like the rose hares never really flick the hairs.
Right.
They use their back legs to just kick them off. This particular kind, all the Mexican red leg, red knee, flame leg, fire leg, all those guys, they'll all flick the hairs, but they usually, if you handle them and mess with them, because we've had this one since it was the size of these to fit in that little container there.
Oh my gosh.
So we've raised it up from a spiderling, so it's pretty laid back.
A spiderling.
Spiderling, little baby spider.
Wow.
So they get a lot more mellow when you do them like that. So anything from the New World, so North America, South America, they all primarily defend themselves with those hairs. Old World, so Africa, Asia, Indonesia, all those areas, those are the scary spiders that'll hurt you because their defense is to bite.
Right.
Oh, that's scary. It's resting on my hand, and he's just got his fang resting right there.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
Because he's so used to people that he's just resting right there.
Wow.
So scary ones. Let's see if we can find a big one. These are pretty ones. So this guy is an ornamental baboons, or an ornamental tarantula.
Right.
They'll get about the size of a dinner plate, and they're aggressive and
gosh.
fast.
Wow.
But they're beautiful.
Now, I just saw a picture of one that was like a sapphire ornamental tree. Is that a real
Yeah, those exist.
spider? You don't have any of those, huh?
They're not. Those are $300 as babies.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They're expensive.
They're incredible, but yeah.
They're so pretty. A big adult like that can be worth several $100s. Sometimes I've seen big adult females go for $800 to $900 a piece.
Wow.
There's the boy. The other thing is that a female is always going to be worth more because they live longer.
Right.
A male, which is what this is, stay still.
Now they got the hairies coming up.
Yep, so this is a male, and you can tell because he's got really long legs and a tiny little butt.
Right.
We get these around here. Not quite this one, but this is what a lot of people find.
Right.
Especially this time of year in the fall, because the males come out to go look for females.
Right.
And what happens with a male is once it molts out as a male with his boy parts and everything, he gets about 6 to 10 months to live. And what his goal is for those last 6 to 10 months is to breed with as many females as possible before the females eat him.
Oh my
His
gosh.
sole purpose in life for his last few months is to make babies. And
Now, is it true that it takes them how many years before they get to that point? Isn't it like 7 years, or is that?
It depends on the species. Some take longer to mature than others. The ornamentals that I was just showing you, those big scary ones,
Right.
those take about 5 years, 6 years, which is why they cost so much as adults. These ones, the red legs, the red knees, all those, take about 3 or 4 years.
Right.
They take some time, and so by the time they get to that size, they've lived for several years. Females will live 20 years or so.
Right.
Males only live 3, 4, or 5 years.
Now, do they lay eggs?
The
Now, how
males will
many
spit
eggs
sperm
would a female have? Like how many?
Hundreds. Few hundreds.
Okay.
A small one might be 100 eggs or so, but most of them lay between 100 and 300 eggs.
Wow.
But then the locals tarantulas that people find all the time, the males are out looking for ladies. Those are all males. So we get a lot of people that come in that have caught them. Just
Right.
let them go.
Yeah.
They're just gonna die. Might as well let him live out his last few months of tarantula life trying to make babies.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, there's
Wow. Very
lot of cool
cool.
stuff.
Very. Looks like a piece of ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
These guys are lizard eaters.
Okay.
The neck gets all checkered like that.
Mhm.
He's nervous, so he's trying to scare me away.
Mhm.
Don't want you bite me. That's gonna hurt. It makes you feel real uncomfortable. They're rear fangs, so what happens is they bite you and they chew. The nice thing is, and in California you can't sell any really dangerous fanged snakes. You
Right.
can sell rear fangs like these guys. Because the worst thing that happens if they bite you is just that you're going to feel real uncomfortable. It's flu-like symptoms. You get your joints ache. It hurts at the bite site. But it's not going to do anything too bad to you.
Right.
But for obvious reasons, I kind of want to avoid guinea pigs.
Yeah.
They're really neat. These are really nice.
Wow.
In good shape.
Very interesting. Very interesting. You're like the snake whisperer.
Years of practice.
I see that. I'm very impressed. Now I can sense it because I work with horses, so I can tell the feel.
Yeah,
there's a feel.
I grew up with horses too. My parents.
So you know.
Everything, animals, everything.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're puffing up all nice. Look at you.
Oh, look at that. It's like oh wow. Hold on. Let's see if I get that tongue there. Oh my gosh, how cool.
See, they're really smart.
Very
really
interesting.
You can see. He knows what's happening.
Wow. He is so cool. Look at that. Oh, what a treat. Very cool. Thank you.